Hey guys, I want to hop on here with today's video to share with you a few serums and moisturizers that I really have been loving recently that I think are wonderful, especially if you have damaged skin barriers, sensitive, and rosacea prone skin. Hi, my name is Dr. Lu. I'm a board certified dermatologist and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy learning more about skincare related content, product reviews, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. So let's talk about what it means to have sensitive skin. And honestly, there is no clear definition. It's often very subjective and everybody may experience a sensitivity at some point in their life. But there are individuals we know that have baseline lower threshold in the sense it's more of a heightened response to external factors or triggers. Often that can be changes with environment, skincare products, as well as particular ingredients. And these symptoms are often characterized by a sensation of burning, itching, stinging. The skin itself may look red, irritated, scaly, flaky, as well as having a rough texture. There certainly can be times where you're more sensitive, like perimenstrually, that has actually been shown where hormone changes can actually cause disruption in our skin barrier and leading to more sensitive skin. And then there are individuals who are just maybe more sensitive to particular ingredients like retinoids, vitamin C exfoliants. And then there are individuals who have just sensitive skin all the time, all year round. And then at the other end, other side of the spectrum, I view medically as rosacea. And that is often not just characterized by sensitive skin, but actually redness, dilated blood vessel, as well as inflammatory bumps on the skin. There can even be like eye ocular involvement. So there's definitely a whole gamut, a whole spectrum of findings and symptoms that are characterized under sensitive skin. And certainly like there could be periods of time where like if you just went overboard with skincare products and you may not have sensitive skin really ever at baseline, your skin barrier can just be a little bit more disrupted and thereby you may have just a little bit more sensitivity than normal, and usually that is just like a one-time thing unless you continue to be really aggressive with what you do to your skin. So with those things in mind, it can be very tricky when it comes to picking skincare products. And often when I see patients in clinic, when they complain about sensitive skin, whether it's just eczema prone dry sensitive skin versus rosacea, one of the things I hear over and over again is just really hard time finding skincare products that works but also doesn't burn, doesn't sting on the skin. And that is really tricky and can be very challenging. And unfortunately, as a dermatologist even, there's really no way that I can predict how one will respond to a particular product. However, I'm really hoping this video I can give some guidance and recommendations to what I think can be helpful, what I personally have used when my skin barrier has been disrupted, when I'm sensitive, which I tend to get hormonally during that time of the month, as well as feedback that I've gotten from my patients with sensitive and rosacea prone skin. But really at the end of the day, regardless of what people recommend to you, you still want to, especially when you have sensitive skin, test it on your skin. You have to use it on your skin to really see if it works well. And often it is like a trial and error, and you may have to experiment with a lot of different products before you find one that works for you. And since we're talking about ingredients, again, there's no firm rule that you must follow when it comes to avoiding, and similarly there's no best ingredients that you must have. It's all about what your skin can tolerate, what your skin needs, and the formulation of what works best for you. But in general, as a good rule of thumb, individuals with sensitive skin should avoid denatured alcohol because that's just very drying, and then fragrances of all sorts, synthetic or fragrances that come in the form of essential oils, for example. But again, not a firm rule. If you have sensitive skin, you've always used fragrance products and tolerate it, then by all means continue. And then other active ingredients that can be wonderful, but that just depends on, again, your skin sensitivity and what you're able to tolerate. So like retinoids, exfoliating acids. I think it all comes down to just what your skin condition, like for example, like you don't want to be using a retinoid when your skin is super reactive, right? And then finding a formulation that you can readily use and more regularly use. And then just one more thing, when it comes to care for your skin, I think 3 essential things really must be a part of your routine when you have sensitive skin. Number 1, that is gentle cleansing. So finding a a cleanser that can effectively remove makeup, oil, sebum, and debris without stripping your skin barrier. But cleansing is a must, and you want to cleanse based on what your skin needs. So once or twice a day, make sure when you're cleansing, you stick to lukewarm water, and you just really need your fingertips. Avoid any sort of cleansing brushes or tools. After cleansing, moisturizers are going to be really the core of keeping your skin barrier healthy and intact. And I'm definitely going to share a few in a bit. And then this is where like you can expand your routine. And when it's irritated, there are 3 serums that I have been using and loving that I'm going to talk about. But you may want to remove serums if it's super irritated and just go with a creamy rich moisturizer. And then cannot underestimate the importance of sunscreen. Again, super personal what you want to use, but in general, mineral sunscreens may be less irritating and better tolerated for individuals with sensitive skin. But I've also tested quite a few Korean sunscreens that are chemical based that I found to be very gentle, and I tolerated well even when my skin barrier was really irritated. So it's one of those things where it's just that you want to test on your skin first. Okay, diving into the products, I have 3 serums and 3 moisturizers that I want to share with you guys today. The first one is from Roche-Posay, and it's their Rosaliac AR Intense line. This line has a serum and a moisturizer that I've tried and I absolutely love. Unfortunately, this serum is not as readily available in drugstores in the US, and I don't think it's really readily available in North America. I've definitely seen it online, but this is a really nice line that contains a combination of ingredients that are calming and soothing and actually have been shown in clinical studies in patients with rosacea to help reduce the signs and symptoms of burning and sensitive skin, and also help to enhance the response to prescription metronidazole cream, which is commonly a prescription topical cream we give to patients with rosacea. So ingredient wise, this contains ample phenol, which is a polyphenol, so an antioxidant that's soothing and calming, along with neurosensing, which is a peptide that's actually in quite a few of La Roche-Posay's calming soothing products, including like Toleriane Ultra Moisturizer in this line. And it has, like I said, calming and soothing properties. This also contains glycerin that's hydrating. And then of course, La Roche-Posay's Thermal Spring Water that has some skin barrier soothing properties. Texture wise, this is a very nice, hydrating, slightly more nourishing serum. So I think it's great for those with more dry and sensitive skin, although it doesn't feel heavy. It is creamy, but very hydrating. I love this one as a calming, soothing, hydrating serum for those who are experiencing like disrupted skin barrier, irritated skin, that want something that is not going to feel super heavy, but at the same time still nourishing and helping to hydrate and repair the skin barrier. The next serum is slightly lighter in texture, but still very hydrating. And it's from Paula's Choice, the Calm line, and it's the Repairing Serum. This is another creamy, milky serum that is lighter in texture, but still very hydrating, but not watery, like runny, watery serum. Ingredient-wise, it contains wonderful ingredients, including plant extracts like licorice and feverfew that have been shown to have anti-inflammatory and soothing properties. Also contains ceramides and hyaluronic acid, as well as beta-glucan, which is a great humectant to help plump the skin. And I think, this is just a great, lovely serum. I love it. It's kind of that in between where it's not, like I said, extra watery, but still nourishing and hydrating. And the last serum is one that I actually picked up in Singapore at the World Conference of Dermatology. And God, I wish this product was available here in the US, but unfortunately it's not. And it's especially formulated for Asia and I think for the Chinese market. And it's from Cetaphil, their soothing and comforting serum. And in China, as you can imagine, with all the environment change, the environment and all the pollution, sensitive skin and disrupted skin barrier is a big concern. And so they actually made this serum, and this whole line I think is only available in Asia. But this is a really nice watery serum, so really ideal for those with wanting to have a very lightweight serum that feels like you have not put anything on your skin. It does impart hydration, but does not really offer a lot of nourishment or moisturization, but it's lovely. All 3 serums are fragrance free. This also contains centella along with yeast extract and glycerin and other humectants that are really hydrating, soothing, and calming. And it's just a very nice lightweight watery serum that you can layer under moisturizer. You can layer over additional serum if needed. And so it's another one, if you're able to try and get your hands on, I highly recommend trying. Okay, now let's talk about the moisturizers. And I find that moisturizers can be just as tricky as finding serums that can be soothing and comforting. A lot of times oily to dry skin can all be sensitive, and finding one that's like soothing but also not as heavy, or something that is soothing but also adding additional nourishment can be very tricky. So here are 3 that I really like that I think can be really helpful for all different skin types, just depending on what your skin needs. First one's from Cetaphil, and it's the Redness Relief line. And I would have to say, if I had to pick one moisturizer from Cetaphil that I would use for the rest of my life, I think this would be it. This one I love because number one, it is one of the few moisturizers that I've ever used that have not caused any sort of burning and irritation on my skin, no matter how dysfunctional or disrupted my skin has been. And so I love how nourishing and creamy it is, but also it's very lightweight and not heavy. It has wonderful ingredients including caffeine, licorice, niacinamide, so all great ingredients that's soothing, calming, anti-inflammatory that help to really rebuild and support your skin barrier. It's also creamy, nourishing, but not super heavy. So really great for those looking for a moisturizer to use during the day and night, just depending on like where you live, what your skin type is. I think texture-wise, personally, I recommend this for those individuals with combination to oily skin that want a little bit more nourishing moisturizer at night. But similarly, this can be used during the day for those with like more dry and sensitive skin if they just need something a little extra under the sunscreen. I think this can be wonderful. The next one is again from the Roche-Posay Rosaliac line, and this one is more readily available in drugstores. And it's the Rosaliac AR moisturizer. This is really nice. It's a creamy moisturizer, but in addition to like the neurosensing peptide we talked about, glycerin also has a nice green tint that can actually reduce visible redness. And so this is where it's nourishing, hydrating, but not thick. And once that green tint rubs in, it does not leave a weird cast on your skin, and it's very soothing and very nourishing. So great for those with more like dry, normal dry skin, combination dry skin that really want something, especially like during the day, to help reduce the appearance of redness. But yeah, once you like let it absorb, it doesn't feel heavy, not sticky. And this is great because you can use this on top of moisturizer, which is what I've done if I don't want to like use a green tinted, color correcting moisturizer all over my face. So after your first moisturizer, regular one that's not tinted, you can go ahead and put this one on like where you need. So around the nose, around the mouth, where you have visible redness that you want to reduce, and you can kind of just like spot treat areas of the face as needed, or go ahead and apply it all over your face if your entire face is really irritated and inflamed and just needs that additional comfort. I think this can be a great one. Lastly is a more expensive moisturizer, but I love it. I love it for the fact that it has 2 different formulations depending on what your skin needs, and I also love it because Avène is a great line for those with sensitive, eczema prone, rosacea prone skin. So this is from their tolerance control, and they have a few different products, but I really love their moisturizer. It comes in a sterile pump, and this bottle doesn't have any preservatives. And I have to say, neither does the Rosaliac line from the Roche-Posay. The way they formulate it, they formulate it without preservatives, which I think is an extra bonus. If you have sensitive skin, you could potentially be just extra sensitive or become easily irritated by preservatives. So I love that. But this is the Tolerance Control Soothing Skin Recovery Cream. It's really nice and creamy, hydrating, but again, not super shiny, sticky, heavy. And this comes in 2 different formulations. One is for like reactive skin, and one is for like extra dry reactive skin. I want to show you guys the texture. Creamy, but again, very nourishing, hydrating, not overly bearing, and not super heavy. So again, this is great. I think more ideal for combination dry skin, normal dry skin. It can be a great option for like oily combination skin, depending on the season, especially if you use it at night. During the day, I think you just have to try it on your skin. But when your skin barrier is disrupted, I sometimes find that using a more creamy, nourishing moisturizer can be helpful even if you have oily combination skin. I know that this video is really 3 moisturizers I love, but like say you've tried all these three and you're like, they're too heavy for me. There's another one that I've talked about before that I think is really lovely if you have, sensitive skin and have a hard time finding a moisturizer that works. And that is from the Roche-Posay Toleriane Double Facial Repair. That one I love because it's got great soothing ingredients, niacinamide, ceramides, glycerin, hydrating ingredients, helps to repair your skin barrier, hydrate your skin barrier, but I love the lightweight finish. So definitely if you find these three too rich, too nourishing, I recommend giving that one a try. That one I think again is so multifunctional depending on your skin type, depending on the season, depending on where you use it in your routine. It can be a great morning and nighttime moisturizer. Alright, thank you guys for sticking with me in this video. My skin has definitely become more sensitive postpartum, and with all the traveling I've been doing, all that stress, it certainly has not been helpful, but definitely has allowed me to try more sensitive skin products that I have not tried before. And I really hope you guys find this review helpful in better directing you products, or just even ways of trying or testing products that may better help guide you in finding the right one, especially if you have sensitive and rosacea prone skin. Anyways, let me know if you have tried any of these products in the comments below, or what other topics you want me to discuss, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.